Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Flying and Eating. Today, let's go somewhere and do something, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey guys, it's Adam here. On the previous episode of Flying and Eating, I made my way out to Los Angeles by way of Boise, Idaho, as random as that might sound. And I also managed to see several sites, including that of Terminator filming locations, Back to the Future filming locations, and more. Plus, I had some really mediocre Mexican food. Hopefully this time, we will avenge that.
Good morning, day 5 here in Los Angeles. It's time to check out. I need food. There's this place across from the hotel called Baleen Kitchen. I think that's how it's pronounced. We're gonna do that because I want food and I'm limited on options. Plus I have to walk around with suitcases, so this is gonna win by default. So I just came out of there. I got like a breakfast steak, basically. Oh, it was so good. A little pricey, but dude, probably the best meal I've had on this entire trip. And I really like those Korean fried chicken wings, but I mean, this was just really nice, and it better be for the price, but it was very good. I'm very, very happy with that. It came with poached eggs, it had some sourdough toast, and it also had various sauces and things, some salad. Oh, breakfast potatoes. Really good. I'm very happy with that.
So I know this is national, but I just found this for the first time, the creamy coconut Dr. Pepper. I think I'm going to have to give a taste test to this, aren't I?
Alright, I am situated. Let's try the Dr. Pepper creamy coconut flavor, shall we? Okay, I actually like it. I'm sure most people won't. It does taste like coconut. It kind of tastes very artificial coconut. So like when you imagine like what maybe certain types of suntan sprays smell like, it kind of tastes like that in a Dr. Pepper, which I know is a horrific description. But I'm honestly kind of digging it. But that's because I also am biased because I actually like coconut and I really like Dr. Pepper. So this actually works for me. But I would imagine most people are like, ugh! And that would be fair.
Okay guys, so one of the things we're going to be doing today is there is a presidential library out here, specifically Ronald Reagan. There's also Richard Nixon. And there is a Star Wars exhibit at the Reagan Library. Don't ask me why, other than this whole Star Wars SDI reference. And they actually have like original props from Star Wars, so I thought that'd be kind of fun. Let's do that.
So if you swing right out of the gift shop before we go in there, they have this whole thing for Star Wars. This is basically because of the whole Star Wars SDI defense system, and it kind of ties all the history together. But I would like to point out that Reagan was in office when Return of the Jedi came out, so, you know, that's cool. But yeah, this is like a legit Star Wars museum inside. You got R2. What's up, R2? We're going inside the Millennium Falcon, and yeah, it's like a mini Star Wars museum inside the Reagan Museum, and it's got bits about George Lucas. Don't forget, George Lucas came from, not here, but Northern California, so yeah, big deal. Pop culture, like I said, it really exploded in the Reagan years. I'm surprised there's no Back to the Future stuff, because Reagan was a big Back to the Future guy. But yeah, there's a whole, just as a bonus, it's just a whole bunch of stuff from the original production of Star Wars. Looks like some drawings from George Lucas himself. Yeah, his concept sketch artist things. A lot about ILM and the production of Star Wars, some of maybe the original cameras that were actually used on the film. Yeah, a lot of concept stuff, very neat. Posters, Darth Vader helmet. This is actually a helmet used in The Empire Strikes Back, which incidentally, that movie came out when Carter was in office. It's scripts signed by David Prowse, who played Darth Vader. Some Star Wars props from the movies. The Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Jedi poster, which changed. But again, that was the only Star Wars movie that came out while Reagan was in office. Interesting to see. And then they we got some more Star Wars props. Replicas. Some of these are replicas, some of these are probably original, but a lot of those say replica on it. Count Dooku's stunt lightsaber from Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Please tell me this is like the original Leia outfit. Ceremony dress. Carrie Fisher wore this dress in A New Hope. That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, some stuff signed by Mark Hamill. Yeah, autograph photo. Some pilot gear. Landing speeder. This land speeder was purchased from the original trilogy. This was actually used on the set. I'm not sure. It's probably in a few shots, but that's actually from the production. That's very cool. Some of the suits are probably authentic. We have various props from Empire helmets, things like that. Very cool, very cool. And then a lot about Star Wars books, set stuff from Phantom Menace, various props and books and things, which is really cool. Other items, and then Star Wars parodies, like from the Muppets, it looks like. Oh, there we go. Chewilla, the Wookiee monster puppet. That's cool. Star Wars Peace World. But yeah, this is because of the SDI system. So that's why they do all this. So as we mentioned before, the SDI system was just this idea that Reagan had to try and get a missile defense system that could shoot missiles out of the sky, which is an idea that is still pushed somewhat to this day. It was not technologically possible to achieve this at the time, and I would argue still very much is not. But the only people that really took this seriously was the Soviet Union. And that definitely had a contributing factor to them increasing their arms budget and being outspent on missiles and bombers and that kind of thing. This was kind of the idea of escalate to de-escalate logic. This is so bizarre. There's an additional area for Star Wars like merchandise. It's just a tie-in, I guess, to appeal to more people. I don't really know. I just love that this thing's actual name is Yak Face. Very cool. But they also have a full-on replica of Darth Maul. And it might be a movie prop, I'm not totally sure, but cool nonetheless. But now, let's go into the gift shop and see what we can find. Oh, we can find more Star Wars merch. Of course you can. But maybe we can find, like, Reagan holding a lightsaber. That would be cool.
So we're actually doing something. What are we doing? Where are we?
We are at the Getty.
We are at the Getty. This is a big museum. It's full of paintings and stuff.
Art
It's not
and sculpture.
art and sculpture. It's not really.
It's a massive
It's
museum.
huge. But I'm not a huge, I'm not big on the artwork exactly. But one thing I thought was really cool, and you pointed out, what a view. Look at that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with the Getty. It's obviously a very good art museum. It's just me personally. It's like, I'd rather go see back.
Uncultured.
Yeah, I'm uncultured swine. I mean, uncultured. I've got 90s Nickelodeon on my shirt. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, we did find one piece of art I really like. It's a butt within a butt within a butt. That's, I got high-class taste right there. Okay, unintentional additional movie bit here. Apparently, Star Trek Into Darkness filmed scenes in this building, like right outside of it. So yeah, bonus, yay! I think we found at least my favorite one. This is, I'm not that uncultured. I'm mostly uncultured. What did you say, it was pointillism?
Yeah, it looks like pointillism.
Yeah, what do I know? Anyway, all I know is that looks good. There's the old adage, I don't know art, but I know what I like. I like that one. There you go. The Getty.
Okay, the Getty might be really out of my element, but this place isn't. This is LAX. It's an airport. Let's go check in and make our flight.
We're here, dude. Aren't you excited? We made it. Oh yeah, he's with me right now, but we're going to totally different places. Look at that TSA pre-check line. I'm gonna go enjoy Clear, man. You should probably join me at some point.
Security went well. I beat him by what, 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear is still worthwhile.
Clear is still worthwhile. It was always worthwhile. Anyway, we're all going to the club lounge now. Let's have some fun. We'll eat a bunch of food. It'll be great.
All right, so I'm rocking some soup here with rice in it and some quesadillas. What did you end up getting?
I just have a drink right now.
You just have a
I will
drink?
go to the buffet.
You better go to the buffet.
Yeah.
Is the last time? Yeah, see, she's mad at you for not going to the buffet. Yeah, not much has changed in this club lounge in the last couple of days, unsurprisingly. The menu is also exactly the same, so I already know what to eat, and I'm also getting dessert now because I am fat. I want to try those other cookies, though. I didn't have those. Yeah, those s'mores bites are really good. Actually, it's a sugar cookie. Sugar cookies, I'm sorry, sugar cookies are kind of lame. I'm going to go with just s'mores. I'm kidding. I got a sugar cookie because I'm fat. It's fine.
My time in the club lounge is over, as is my time in Los Angeles. And I don't even know if I mentioned where I was going. You might be thinking Chicago. Wrong! I'm not going home. I'm going up to San Francisco, where continued adventures will occur. Well, I am officially in San Francisco. Good to be back. So normally this is where I would tell you like what the plan is and all that. Which my plan is my buddy Jesse, who you guys have seen in other videos, is going to come pick me up, and you know it's the middle of the night right now, and we'll go sleep, and then tomorrow will be adventures. Normally I would have. This is the thing. Okay, so. Everyone has that when you go to Los Angeles, you have that like celebrity fantasy, like, well, I'm gonna meet somebody. I've gotten over that many times because like I've been to LA a million times, and you know it's just that doesn't really happen very often. Okay, so you've also noticed in these videos when I board a flight and I'm on the flight and I get off the flight, I always film a little bit of footage just to kind of give you guys a sense of the journey. That's all it's ever been. But you guys might have noticed if you paid attention, the footage I got when I walked onto the flight in Los Angeles, at the very end there's someone who pops out at the end of the clip. That person is very famous. That was Nancy Pelosi. Now, I know even saying that is going to get comment section to blow up and left and right, but here, I'll play it again if you want to see it. Nancy Pelosi was on my flight. I was 2 feet away from her. At one point, I actually cut off the camera, not because it was her, I just was done filming, and then after that I realized I'm standing next to Nancy Pelosi. So there you go, got my weird celebrity encounter. Wasn't planning on it, but there it was. Good morning or good afternoon in day, 6 on this adventure. We are now in Modesto, California, just outside of San Francisco. Homie here, Jesse, who a lot of you guys know, was cool enough to pick me up.
That's right.
And we decided to go cruising. I crashed at his house. It was great. Now, in Modesto's not known for a whole lot of things.
No.
We have shown it a bit, but it is known for one very infamous person. Who is that?
George Lucas.
Now, what do we find right over here that has something to do with George Lucas? What is this?
This is the house he grew up in as a kid.
Yeah, this is George Lucas's childhood home in Modesto, California. Now, obviously, it's a private residence. People still live in it. We're not going to go bother him or anything like that. But yeah, he basically lived here. Probably we were thinking around his high school age. Then he went to high school here, and then he went off to some place called like Walnut Valley or something. I don't know. And then he went off and made Star Wars. So the origin of Star Wars came here when George Lucas was a child and he was sitting around watching those Flash Gordon serials and all that. This house is historic for that reason. Star Wars, all that it is, came from here. And why not? The Sega Pluto has now been to the childhood home of George Lucas. Incidentally, George Lucas actually lives in Chicago now, which is even funnier. Just to follow that up as a little additional bonus, we are now here at, what's the name of the school?
Thomas Downey High School.
Thomas Downey High School. This, of course, is where George Lucas went to high school. So in a way, Star Wars was partially forged out of the Knights, which is somewhat appropriate because George Lucas, I don't know if this is what they were called at the time, but George Lucas did basically say that Jedis and Sith were just knights in space. So again, I don't know if that's always been the name of the team, but let's just go with it. It just sounds better. Let's go with it.
Yep.
I wish I had wore that in my Darth Vader shirt today. I really should have done that.
Right.
Wasn't thinking. Yes, I'm wearing the same shirt I was wearing yesterday. I washed it. It's fine. It's blue. It's hot. I didn't. Shut up.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Earlier in the video, if it's still one video, it might be two at this point, you might have noticed we were kind of disappointed with a lot of the Mexican food I've had in this trip. So I went to, where are we? What's the place?
Taqueria, Carolina.
Yes, I've shown this in a video before. This place does not fail. This is the ultimate wet burrito Mexican place. It is awesome. So that's what we're doing because it needed to make up for all the failure that happened in the Mexican food adventure in Los Angeles.
Well, yeah.
And I'm very aware that my head looks really weird at this angle. Look at this. Sorry. As always, it did not disappoint.
Nope.
Fantastic. Come out to, where are we?
Taqueria, Carolina.
In?
Modesto, California.
Yeah, go there, trust me. Good morning. It's day, I have no idea. And there's some motorcycles out there. Yeah, I don't know, 7, 8, who knows. Anyway, so we're up, where are we exactly?
Jamestown, California.
Yeah, north of San Francisco and all that. So behind us is this unassuming, field. Do you know why this field is significant, Jesse?
Yes, that's why I brought you here.
Appreciate it.
This is where they filmed the Hills Valley town in Back to the Future 3.
Yes, so
where they're building the clock tower.
right. So I've shown you a couple of random Back to the Future sites. I am a little bit of a fan, and I'm also fat, I know. But basically, at one time, the 1885 Hill Valley set actually was out there. If you ever watch that movie and you watch it with commentary, Bob Gale is one of the creators of that film, the producer. He basically says one of the conditions for this place basically letting them film here was when they built that set, the set had to stay up after production, so it did. It was there for quite a few years, and hilariously, again, according to Bob Gale, the reason you don't see it anymore is that at some point, I think it was in the 90s, there was a lightning strike to the clock tower that actually happened, and it burned the whole town down.
Yep.
So there's actually really nothing left of it. It's just that for historical purposes, yeah, Back to the Future 3 was filmed out there. Cool.
We're here.
Yeah, it's one of the many sites. There was a bunch, but I know it's not the most interesting one, but we thought you guys might appreciate it anyway. One additional little bonus point to that, President Ronald Reagan, who had just left office at the time they were filming this, he was actually living down in Simi Valley, California, just north of Los Angeles, and he was originally supposed to be cast as the mayor, the guy who basically unveils the clock and says, I unveil this clock, let it stand for all time. That was originally cast as Ronald Reagan. He was this close to doing it, and within hours of the production, he ended up not doing it. So that's a whole fascinating story of itself. But yeah, Bonus, because presidents are cool or interesting, I guess. So we thought we'd show you something else related to George Lucas, and once again, we're not wearing Star Wars shirts because we're stupid. This is the intersection of Rexford and Sylvan in Modesto, California. So in 1962, like just a few days before George Lucas was set to graduate high school, he was driving around here at this intersection, and he got in this horrible car accident. And apparently what happened is he barely survived it. He was like thrown out of the car was totaled, and after that, he basically decided to get his life in order, and that's when he went off and started making movies, things like American Graffiti and obviously ultimately Star Wars. So in a weird way, this is an extremely significant moment, this intersection, because without this, we wouldn't have everything that was Star Wars and everything that would come of it and all the impacts and everything that it did. So how does it make you feel knowing that you live really relatively close to this odd touchstone of American history?
It's pretty fun. All of the different locations of George Lucas I get to experience on pretty much a daily basis.
Good morning, afternoon, I don't know what day it is, doesn't really matter. We are still in Modesto, California,
Right.
and I am now finally wearing a Star Wars shirt, and there's a reason for that. What's going on?
So here we have something that was installed just a few years ago, and this is the George Lucas Plaza. And this little statue here is kind of a commemoration to American Graffiti. You know, there's a couple of high school kids sitting on a 57 Chevy. So it just kind of highlights the cruise culture in the Modesto and all of the old cars, and George Lucas, who brought it to us.
Yeah, George Lucas. If you don't know your film history here, don't feel bad about that. But basically, Modesto, George Lucas comes from here. He's really into 1950s car culture, and that pushes him to make the movie American Graffiti, which also eventually spawned Star Wars. And eventually, if you get to Phantom Menace, like the whole pod race sequence was really from his love of cars from around here. But yeah, they built this. This is the only thing we have found that actually mentions George Lucas on it specifically out of all the things we showed you. But hopefully, you guys enjoyed this, and if you ever come out to Modesto and you're a Star Wars fan, you're probably chubby just like us, but you also can check out all this interesting historical artifacts from George Lucas, the man himself who created an empire far, far away. Get it?
Far, far away Modesto.
I guess that's kind of true too. It's really far, far away from SFO.
That's right.
Good morning. It's day unknown here. The trip is coming to its end. I am currently at SFO. Jesse just dropped me off. Had a great time, but now it's time to head back to Chicago.
Okay, we are all checked in, so we're going to go ahead and use the clear lane and get through security, because I don't want to stand in all that.
Cleared security, no problems whatsoever. I'm a little hungry. Back in the day, I would have gone there. Sankaku, udon, ramen. That place is really good, or sushi, whatever. That place is really good, but we're going to go to the club lounge because, you know, not paying for it is far superior. Okay, club lounge time was fine. I had like some nachos and a sandwich, nothing particularly special. However, I was asked if I would be willing to take a transfer in Denver and get in a little earlier than I originally planned. So whatever, I'll do that. And I get double segments, so yay. We are officially in Denver. We have like a little bit like of a layover, maybe like an hour or so. So I'm gonna go to the United Club, and you know how this goes. Leaving the club lounge now. It was a good time. Buffet of chicken and pork, and there was pasta and mashed potatoes. No complaints, but now it's time to fly home. Officially back home in Chicago. So it has been quite the adventure. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed times randomly in Boise, Idaho, as well as obviously Los Angeles, San Francisco, a cameo in Denver, and now back home. So a huge shout out to everyone involved, particularly Sunshine and Jesse for their cooperation and making everything work smoothly. Anyway, until next time, if you guys could do me a favor, please like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you've never done that before, as well as check out all the social media stuff in the description: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, Spreadshirt, Travel Channel, which would be this. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. I guess I should have said the main channel. Go to that too. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much. I'll see you all later for real.